Okay, folks, good morning. All right, well, we finished this Airfix Matador truck. Yeah, thing's actually pretty heavy, and a 5.5 inch gun. And we're running to the end of things that we got at the last show. And I know I got a lot of stuff to paint, but sometimes you're just not able to paint. I need to prime several things, and we're not able to do that right this second. So what we got left then is, and I took it out of its box because the box was just decomposing, is the Airfix quad tractor. Now, if I didn't have two of these already by Plastic Soldier Company, I probably would have already built this. But I do have two by Plastic Soldier Company, and I don't think they're going to be very compatible with each other. Normally, I'm not a big proponent. I don't have an issue with 72nd and 76 stuff going together. But I think the Plastic Soldier Company one's even is bigger than its normal scale. Pull it out here. I've got two of these finished up. Beautiful little kit. But this is the one from Plastic Soldier Company, and of course there's a little, what do I call it? The roach coach, the ammo thing. That's what it looks like. It looks like a roach coach. It's some parts of it are just a lot smaller, but it's not as long. And man, this little window is really, really small. Or this one's huge. It could be either way. So, but that's what we're going to work on this morning. Is and the Canon is interesting that the footprint is damn near the same size. The barrel's a little smaller. We might do something fun with the Canon. You might do something fun with the Canon. It looks like they actually did what the other kits I did not like, and that's they put all the Canon parts in one place. They put all the Canon parts in one place on that one. That's good. Instead of having to hop around. So I'm going to pull up the instructions on ScaleMates. ScaleMates, Airfix, quad. That should do it. Okay, and there you go. Bam, ScaleMates. Okay. All right. And it has you start with this bottom plate. Ooh. Which has all the stuff underneath already pre-molded on it, looks like. Well, that's handy. That's a lot more durable. Okay. And then But we'll see if we'll have as interesting a morning as we did yesterday, which basically meant none of you guys like interacted with me. Now, this comes with a gun crew and a driver. The driver has a beret. And honestly, he looks like somebody who would be perfect for my Imaginations project. That's handy. No, we have a bunch of chairs here. I bet they're all the same chair. 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the little half seats are on the end. So let's go ahead and clean these all up. Looks like we're missing something here. I hope it's not critical. Oh. That's what happens when you buy a model that's already been pre-opened. Okay, it's like a half seat. Let's go on the ends here. I do need to charge this thing. We're going to run into an issue. We're going to run into an issue later on today. So I suspect that tomorrow morning I will not be on. I want to hit the ground running pretty early. And what's the point in doing a half-hour show? If it took no effort to put the show together, then I'd probably still do it. But it takes... It's just a pain. It's a pain in the ass. I mean, I film a lot. I film every morning, basically. And I got to change the parameters. And unless I'm doing something exciting, I'm not going to create a thumbnail. It just, it takes 10 minutes to get the freaking show started. So, that's part of an investment. So I don't mind investing 10 minutes on a show that could potentially be 4 hours long. But if it's 30 minutes long, I mean, I'm like, a good percentage of my preparation is the same length of the actual show. And I don't know, it looks like all our vertical visitors, there was definitely a boost in suggestions of the channel on, I believe it was on Reels. It was treated as shorts. So I was getting a lot of folks that didn't even know about this channel that were coming on just because I was filming vertical like I am right now. I'm actually not a fan of filming vertical because, there's a lot of the screen that's blank. And just seems like that rush of folks on the verticality has just disappeared. So I'll have to look into that. If not, we'll just go back to filming the regular way. You could probably use the gun crew for the 5.5 too. And the 6-pounder gun crew is the same. But considering I'm way behind on painting gun crews, I still haven't painted the 25-pounder gun crew. So I got lots of gun crews. Yeah, I'm not going to be really particular like, oh, that guy doesn't look like he's got the right shell kind of nonsense, And I'm not excited about, this is probably of all the kits I got, probably the one I'm the least excited about. Because I already have two 25 pounders that are beautiful from Plastic Soldier Company. I don't, I didn't need this one. And it's not that I don't like it. It's a very cute vehicle. The quad tractor is a very cute vehicle, but I may do something weird with the gun, meaning I got spare parts of the other 25 pounders, and I'm not sure what it is that I don't have to make the other one, but I may make the 17 pound. I may make the what's it called, the Peacock, whatever the hell it's called, the one with the 17 pounder in it. 17. I may use these parts to make the other one as the 17 pounder. You know, so I want to use in Tunisia, the Peacock. That'd be a good name for it. Cockatrice something. I feel like it's got a name like that. Pheasant. That's what it is, the pheasant. Peacock, pheasant, same damn thing. Although you don't hunt peacock. Nobody goes around, I'm hunting peacock. Oh, I bet you are. But I'm probably not going to do my show. I could do my show on the road. I know that sounds crazy, but if nobody shows up for that, then it's just basically a monologue looking at my damn mug. So I want to get there when it opens at 9 o'clock. The sooner I get there, the sooner I can get back. But I think this is other than the planes, which is a different situation. This is the last model that I got at the last show. That's a land model that I bought. So I haven't painted everything, but that'll mean everything's been built. Painted the Malta scheme. Why? What did I do wrong? It looks horrible, Jeffrey. It looks horrible. Invasion of Malta. There's a scenario for you. But I'm actually not going to go out of my way to find stuff to buy at this show. I don't need anything, fortunately. None of us need anything. So if I don't get anything, then I'm probably going to pull the trigger on some of the stuff that's in my Amazon. What's wrong with this? Why is this not unscrewing well? It's like, que mierda. Oh, because this is the wrong material, dumbass. This is the good smelling stuff. Like, man, I've unscrewed that. I don't know why that one's that way, but a jet for the African forces probably wouldn't be bad. Well, can you imagine if I find that African decal set? That would be awesome. That's actually probably the thing I would want to find more than anything else. For the roundels. African roundels. But, it's the same experience as, when you go to see, there's no hobby stores anymore. They don't exist here in this country, or they don't exist anywhere near here. So, or they're full of radio control crap. So this is the equivalent of going to a hobby store. And why doesn't this one fit? This one's fatter. Airfix got some QC issues. I know, this kit's older than I am. That's like the fat. That's like a fat seat. Hey, fat guy. Fat guy goes in seat 11A. My wife was telling me yesterday. She said she heard that there was some other plane accident that happened before this one, and there was a survivor, and it was also seat 11A. I don't know about all that. What's really messed up is there's probably somebody that got injured. I'm not going to say died because they won't know what hit them, but there's somebody that probably got injured on the ground that is scared of flying. Like they're like, I am never getting on a plane ever, and then the plane lands on top of where they're sleeping. That's fucked up. That person is damaged for life and for good reason. I just can't imagine that. Being scared of flying and then a plane comes and crashes into your where you live. Like that is messed up. I think it's just you fat bastard. All right, let's do some. Man, I'm casting a long shadow on myself here. I think we just take some off the edge there. We'll be all right. I don't know what's the big deal. This is all going to be enclosed, but okay. Now we're in business, and this one fits fine, right? Yeah, okay. None of us need anything, luckily. Other than 12 pairs of these tweezers. Swiss tweezers. Or the Germans. I forget if they're German or Swiss. Swiss German. Dude's on a date here. These blokes are really going to be comfortable with each other. There we go. Now we have a little missing spot there. Where's my professional grade toothpick? Right back. reason not to have a bunch of these. These are some really cool toothpicks. They've got this little detail on them. Almost looks like they'd be perfect for like something you could use in modeling a house. You know, a miniature. It's like something to be at the end of a stair, whatever those things are called. At the bottom of the stairs. A bed knob, but for the bottom of the stairs. But speaking of paint schemes, I tried to look at some of that, a little bit of that yesterday, and I'm getting a lot of mixed messages on the paint schemes. See, is this good or is it too thick? Just right. And the mix up I'm getting is I'm getting kind of the idea that the Mickey Mouse camo was not done with a green background. Let's see if we can do this. We're going to smooth this with this. Oh yeah. Hot Pockets. Use the sprue goo and make it with that stuff, and then you smooth it out with that same stuff. Ooh, yeah, baby. That's awesome. I have a lot of this, but whenever I run out, I'm buying more of this micro weld. That stuff is just, it's pleasant. It's pleasant smelling. Nice. Don't touch it then. You get your big old grubby fingerprint on there. Okay, time to do the slab sides on it. Wow, that worked really well. Jeffrey, I bet you put together several of these. It's a lot of stuff that would have been missing in the inventory that people had many years ago. Because like they make this, but they don't make that. Like NPC for me made that Bofors AA gun, and I'm glad I didn't buy it because it's a beautiful kit. Actually, I'm really impressed with that thing now that I think about it. That little Morris truck's adorable, and it goes together pretty well. But a 11-year-old me wouldn't have been able to handle that. I had the 88 gun. Who knows how I put it together other than probably badly. I had the German reconnaissance set. And all the plastic figures. But I never got this. I don't know if MPC made this one or not. Because like when I was a kid, they didn't have Airfix wasn't here in the United States in its Airfix form, or at least any of the stores that had them. And I was a kid in this town. This town probably had 80,000 people in it, 70,000 people in it at the time in the early 80s. We had two hobby stores. This thing will look fine. It's just diminutive compared to this other one. And maybe this is overscale. You know? Plastic Soldier Company is notorious for making things that are a little bit too big. But a lot of models they're heroically large anyway, so meaning the figures. There it is. It was face down. I didn't see it. Well, these instructions are wrong. That happens so often. Boy, this thing is not built for comfort, that's for sure. Holy mind the gap, Batman. Oh, it's one of these deals. I hate these setups. You know, you can't tell whether they want you above the line or below it, or I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and put. No, no, no. I mean, this could be below it, it could be above it. Honestly, below it, I think fits a little better. All the more reason not to use super glue. In the 70s, newsagents and corner shops stock Airfix kit in the UK. Yeah. Things were better that back then, weren't they? I wonder if there was old timers that were basically looked down on people that built plastic models. It was like, yeah, you're not a real modeler. A real modeler, you gotta build like things out of balsa wood and put the dope and stuff like that. And the planes could be made to fly, and that's a real model, not this plastic crap. I took a look at one of those dope things, and I'm like, holy smokes, that's a pain in the ass. Only thing more of a pain in the ass than something like that would be like a vacuum form. I don't even know where to begin. No vacuum form. I think I could find a jet for my Africans. A couple of them in a helicopter or something like that. Might be something fun to do. Here's the thing: it could be a make-believe plane. It could be a make-believe plane. Just like those make-believe tanks that they sell on AliExpress or whatever. Well, they sell them on eBay too, but you know, it's like you get a set that comes with like a Panther and a KV and all this, and they all have the same suspension. This make believe like doesn't even have any road wheels. It's all like idler wheels. It's like you got a sprocket and a drive one in the middle. There's like 12 or 14 little idler wheels. You know what I'm talking about. You've seen it. Like the top of the hole looks all right. The bottom of the hole is like a mess. And all of them look the same. All the bottom of the holes look the same. Ay Dios mío. Yeah, this is. I would have hated this as a kid. What I'm doing right now. This definitely does not go together well. a disaster this is. And gaps galore. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. Unless Inspector Marcus is coming by. Okay, I need to put the front of this on quickly. Make sure it all measures up. Oh, it's this little booger. Let me trim this down. Jimmy Jackson, Tom Hass. Good morning. Patriot Wargamer here. Long time no see. Hope I'm living the dream. Well, in about 13 years, I shouldn't complain. Let's put it that way. I'm doing all right. How are you, man? Yeah, I hadn't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing okay. Yeah, still doing the WW2 stuff. Yeah, baby. Shouldn't complain. Ah, mira eso. That's good. What? It doesn't come with an engine? I'll tell you what. It looks like it'd be a small engine. Or it'd be really cramped. Be like one of those RVs, that's got like a big engine, but that hardly opens at all. Surviving government changes, reduced working force on leave today. You're you're close to retiring, aren't you? Though. I mean, you don't have to retire, but I'm just saying, you're up there in the. You're about 10 years older than I am, or something like that. Just about everybody is. Most real modelers are about 10 years older than I am. But as I've told people before, I should have been born 10 years before I was born because my sister's 14 years older than me. Same mom, so. But I'm glad I didn't have to live through the damn 60s. You'd have to live through all the people that were in the 60s and all the complainers now. Like a double helping of those folks. Where's the steering wheel? There we go. Got a couple years left. A lot of government took the DRP, delayed resignation. Yeah. I don't know. Everything's a. I try not to think about work when I'm not there. Frustrating. But this is the last model that I have, other than the planes, that hasn't been put together since the end of April. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. And I need to be prepared for it, I guess. If I can't stop working in just under 13 years from now. I don't need to live some extravagant life. You know? I just got too much stuff I want to do. I'm too talented to be continuing to work. You're still building 15 millimeter Napoleonics. They get, what screen device is that? Oh, this is my phone. And so you probably weren't around here. What happened? So if you're bored, you don't have anything better to do. I have an unboxing video from April when I went to 2 conventions and really made a steal on these things. That's why I got them. These were like $2 a piece. And that's the good thing about this scale is if I find somebody selling 1/72 scale stuff in the United States, not planes, but like armor, like people are just dying to get rid of it because nobody does it. Ah, it's too small. Braille scale. Well, Braille scale really should be a GHQ or Pico armor, really. Braille scale. This isn't, but so I find a good deal. So I've got all these models. So I picked up all these models. Several of these were sitting in people's attics. And you would think, okay, these are going to be really dusty. They weren't. They were clean. But something that I've never experienced before happened. That a lot of the boxes, and I do mean the box it was in, the actual container, and the instructions were decomposing and like I couldn't be in the same room with them. I don't have allergies. It stopped up all of my nose. Like the next day, I went to Bath and Body Works with my wife to pick out hand soaps or whatever. I couldn't smell a single thing in Bath and Body. It didn't affect my sense of taste, which was weird because usually how they're tied in together. So that's my instructions. I have to pick them up on scale mix. I had to throw all the instructions away. It's the weirdest thing. You can't store things in your attic, and then well, at least not in Florida. They just decompose and stuff. Or something. You got a good hobby, yeah. Moldy boxes. Is there maybe? They didn't look moldy, but I know I didn't look under a microscope. I know, but you just associate moldy with being black mold. But I guess there's other things. It was weird. Now, I snapped out of it quick, and it's not like I took any medication. And it's not like I felt bad, but I felt like I was getting, that did more damage to me than the whole COVID thing. I never even got the COVID thing. That's okay. We know that now. So, yeah, I that was weird. Oh, snap. Yeah, 11-year-old me would have hated this. But I actually like tweezer work. I don't know, there's just something satisfying like bam, I'm a clockmaker or some shit like that, like I'm working on I like it. I mean, it's nothing like putting a Tamiya model together. This Tamiya aircraft is just freaking gorgeous. And that's one thing. I'm actually going to look for P-47 decals because I don't want to build one of the ones that are just in there. And I like this whole not very specific Pacific. Jeffrey, I know you remember this of the forum that's called something like 172nd, 176th, and 20 millimeter wargaming. And this one guy posted yesterday, and I saved his post, where he did AI images to recreate like battlefields, like ideas for battlefields. There's some amazing stuff in there. Like this little multi-tiered Tunisian type village. I mean, I wouldn't copy for, page by page, but it gives you an idea. Box here, what do I fill the middle of it with? And there's some cool stuff in that post. You change your handle to keep from being tracked down on YouTube. Same problem clearing my late friends collection. Interesting. So it's mold, huh? Mold with a U. I like. I prefer British spellings. I do. You change your handle, being keep track down on YouTube. Okay. Well, you don't seem to mind that I know who you are, which I can get into the Pentagon, so I'm not one of the I'm not one of the bad guys. And I'm not bought by a corporation. I'm one of the old school people, like people used to be. You stood up for something, and you couldn't be bought. And oh man, you get these people on there, and I see them all the time, like on these news things that come up on the computer. Like, if you go to your bottom left hand corner, it'll give you like a newsreel, and you'll have this story. It doesn't matter what it is. You can add comments to it, and the people on the comments are definitely bought and paid for either side. It's like they're zombies. I was thinking of changing my YouTube channel. I mean, it'll still have my name, so you could find it. But I actually found what I told people if they wanted my channel, instead of spelling it out for them, you know, Tony Aguilar, figuratively. Then I have to tell them, okay, you have to spell figuratively, not the real way it's spelled, but figure, and then the dash. I'm like, no, just do Tony WW2 DB space DBA and find it. I found an even better way to find my site. You could put, because I actually did a post that was called this. Put Tony Tankophilia. But then you have to remember, do you know how to spell the philia part? But yeah, it'll come right up. We got a thing that we have to sign at work, or I signed it 30 years ago, more than 30 years ago when I took this job. And it was something along the lines of, you're not allowed to work in the same, if you leave this job, you're not allowed to work in the same industry at somewhere else for like some amount of time. And I'm thinking, well, it's a waste of time to get me signed that. If I leave this job, I don't want to do anything like it. I don't want to work in construction. I don't want to have anything to do with this. Like, I learned my lesson. I don't need to have another job doing the same kind of crap. People can't find you on live stream as easy. They have to find you, then scrub all your content to find me. Pretty good security because I work for government and comment with my personal opinion. Yeah, I know. That's difficult. Yeah. That's got to be really frustrating, though. You know, it'd be like if, not that you're a government cop, but, I mean, you could be. Like if you were a cop, say you're a police officer, and, you know, you're doing the right thing, right? You're how cops used to be that I grew up in, that they weren't corrupt. Maybe cops have always been corrupt, but okay, when I was raised, they didn't exist. You didn't hear about it. And you find out that all your buddies are like dirty. Like, man, what do you do? That's got to be a really frustrating job. You know, you're trying to do the right thing. And I believe to do the right thing. You know? I mean, if you had a decent dad, you know what to do. Do the right thing. That's got to be really frustrating to be in some kind of... You know, everybody above my pay grade at work can never show up for work again. I know what to do. I mean, you know. I'm not going to snap and turn into some wild animal, you know. Construction's brutal, face-to-face, mano-a-mano, not a cop, prior U.S. Army, 19D Scout, SSG. Well, I'm not in it, so I don't know what that 19D is, but... yeah, there's too many people that can't plan in construction. There's a decent amount of people in construction that are honorable. You know, in other words, they say something, and when they say something, they do their part to complete that. I'm talking about like customers and stuff. So there's a lot of decent people I work with. A lot of them. Most of them are. It's just all the damn changes. You know, and you got a lot of people that, man, you got to pay a lot of attention to detail, and some people just, they don't get, you know, they fail at their job. They're not they don't have the right personality for the job, and they don't get rid of them. You know, I was raised, you got to do your job right. They're gonna get rid of you, right? None of this union protection or none of that. Like, you need to do A. You don't do A, you get a couple warnings, and the next thing you know, they go find something else. That just isn't the case anymore. It makes it really frustrating for those of us that want to do the right thing because we don't want to have to redo it again. You know? You're a technical writer, like what's on your phone right now. Tech manual instructions, 19D's military occupational specialty. Staff sergeant. So you would hate looking at Phil Barker's rules because he was supposedly a technical writing too. technical writer too. So you read those manuals that nobody reads. Write those manuals nobody reads. I'm reading this book, the second in the trilogy. I don't remember what it's called, by Rick Atkinson, because they all have a different name. The first one was An Army at Dawn about Tunisia, and this one is something else. It's the Sicily, Italy one, and I'm learning a lot of stuff. I didn't realize how ignorant I was of it. Now, from a ignorance compared to how I know about other theaters, but anyhow, there's a lot of stuff that are new, and we're in the Salerno part right now in the book, and yeah, they're talking about how when you're doing an amphibious invasion, there's a plan or a whatever for like to re-embark or something like that, and though I forgot how it was, but it was the way it was worded. It was like, man, there's just too much fucking paperwork. It's just too much freaking. I hate busy work. I absolutely hate busy work. It's probably my parents' fault. They damned me with having to write sentences and stuff like that, and things like that. For discipline. And I'm like, as soon as I find out something is busy work and you're doing it just because, my interest goes from 0 to -10. Like, I'm ready to start a fucking revolution to not do it. I mean, I'm like, that's really the only rebel thing I am. I'm not a, oh, you want us all to wear blue? Fuck you, I'm wearing pink kind of guy. I'm not one of those people. But when it comes to busy work, I'm like, there's always something more important you could do. Like, this isn't busy work. Like, I'm literally doing shit. Was a long time ago. I'm a GS-12 civilian. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to handle the military. I wouldn't have been able to handle the military from the standpoint of just, keeping me busy, and just like throwing you off guard. Just so it's like when you have a war, it's like, thank God, maybe things can go a little bit more to order right now. This whole, okay, you got 4 places you could pick for deployment. So you pick one of them and they send you to a 5th place that you didn't pick. Shit like that. Just like, I would just hate life. I just don't, it's bad enough that you're not going to choose how you die or when it's going to happen, but all that other crap in the middle is just, I don't have the personality for it. I don't have part of personality for that, for sure. So I'll tell you what, though, I'd be that one guy that wouldn't get lost. I'd be the one lieutenant that wouldn't get lost. You always hear about that. Guys that don't know where I'm really good with fucking directions. But again, I think that's super important. It's super interesting too. But yeah, this book is super, super interesting. Um, yeah, I don't know shit about Italy. Well, I mean, compared to the other stuff, but well, I tried to join, but they didn't take me. So that was a long time ago. I'm too fat and out of shape now. I'd have to run the whole thing. I don't want to do that crap. I don't want to do that crap. I don't like. I don't get involved in anything that's even remotely political. It's. I couldn't even be on the association thing. All right. If we're gonna have a meeting, we got to get results, not just have a meeting just because we're having a meeting. Like, Look, if you're going to waste my time, let's get stuff done. Cute little thing. I bet there's some people in Britain that are using this as like their farm vehicle or whatever, one of these. Like nowadays. Unless they're extremely unreliable or something like that, but I've said this again, and I'll continue to. I'm going to continue beating my drum on this. These countries that won the Second World War should the stuff that comes out of them should be the best made stuff on earth. It should. There's no reason. There's no reason why the vehicles that come out of the United States aren't the best in the world. It's a QC issue, Process oriented, all your table skills and attention to detail equate to military. Well, it's satisfying. I mean, I can't care about everything. There's some things that are like, I'm not going to do the. Oh, one thing I wanted to check is I found, I'm like, where's the headlamps on the Matador? It's missing headlamps. This Matador truck has no headlamps. I may have to make those. Now, they don't have to be perfect, but I love painting. I love painting headlamps. I mean, that's just bloody cute. Like, I'm not one of those people. It's like, oh, we got to put an engine in here and we got to make it right. Well, you're not going to see it, so who cares, right? Now, if you can see it, sure, I'm all for that. But Buckelstein, it's time to go to the salt mines. Well, and no, it's not Friday yet. In about 10 hours, it will be. Low bid contracts, yeah. Pride in their work. There's not enough people have pride in their work. Do what you can do and do it the best you can. And it's just like, well, that guy doesn't give a fuck. I'm not going to give a fuck either. I'm like, I want to do a good job. It feels good to do a good job. Not if they give you more money or, I mean, they should, but, you should want to do a good job. That's why I hate Picasso. God, I hate Picasso, that motherfucker. Because, he could paint well if he could. It's like, well, then why doesn't he? He can paint things like, he's a great painter. Well, why doesn't he fucking do that? That's too easy. No, wrong answer. Commie bastard. Commie's getting no respite here. All right, man. Good to see you back again. Hope you enjoy your. I didn't realize it was Friday. You have today off. Well, at least you have continuous days off in a row. You at least have 3 days off in a row. Well, I'm not going to be on tomorrow morning, I don't think. Or maybe I'll just make it a short one. But I'm off to a hobby show in Plant City, the middle of freaking nowhere. But it'll be a big garage sale. Hopefully we'll pick up some other cool stuff on the cheap.